Hello everybody, today we're doing a video for GTA car kits and we're installing our pure Bluetooth kit in a 2006 Lexus IS. We're going to start out with what tools you'll need to do the installation. You're going to need a panel removal tool. This is also part of panel removal tools. A flathead screwdriver, a Phillips screwdriver, and a 10mm socket with an extension. So the pure Bluetooth kit, as you see the box over there, comes with a module and a harness that connects to the back of the radio. This particular car also requires a Y cable because the connection at the back of the radio is going to be occupied. We're going to take it out. On one side we're going to plug it back in, and on the other side this is where the kit is going to connect. You also have a microphone, which we're going to show you how to wire right here. And there's an optional auxiliary cable, but we're not going to be using it for this car because this car has auxiliary already. So we're going to start off by removing this centerpiece and unscrewing the shift knob. It's just got to go counterclockwise and it comes off. We're also going to use our flathead screwdriver to take out this little piece right here. Just tilt and take it out, make sure that you don't lose it. So now we're going to take our panel removal tool and we're going to go from the inside over here and lift up the panel just like that a little bit. Now we're going to remove these two side trims. You can grab it with your hand and kind of pull it out. As you can see, these are the clips that are holding it in. And we're going to do the same for this side. Just take it out. So now we're going to press, make sure that your foot brake is on. We're going to press this shift lock button and we're going to shift it to probably a drive. And now I'm going to lift up this panel. At the bottom here there's two connections, so you just press on the clip, take out the first one, and then take out the second one. And now we're gonna take our Phillips screwdriver and we're gonna unscrew these two screws right here. So this this part of the dashboard is gonna come out. Let's remove these two screws. We're gonna grab this piece and pull it towards yourself, and it comes off. And when you're putting it back, make sure you do the same thing. You just push it in forward because these two clips have to catch first, and then you can put in the bolts. And there's the connection here, so we're just going to remove it and put the car back into probably neutral. So there's 4 bolts holding this radio, and there's 2 at the bottom and 2 at the top. So we're going to first remove the 2 bottom ones. As you can see here, there's 4 in total at the bottom, but you only got to do the 2 outside ones, so these 2. And we're going to go ahead and use our 10mm socket with an extension to remove these 2 bolts. So now that these 2 bottom bolts are removed, we have to get to the top bolts, and for that we have to remove this the vents. So the vents are a little complicated because you have to, in order to remove them, there's 4 clips which you have to kind of use something thin like this, and you're gonna just push them down and they're gonna lock. And I'll show you once we take it out what I'm talking about. So there's 4 of them here. So it looks like all of them are locked. So now this can come out. So you just gotta work it around it and take it out. So these are the 4 clips that I'm talking about. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And what happens to them if they're in the upper position, and then once you go from the inside, you lock them. So, and when you're putting it back, they all 4 have to be unlocked. So unlocked position looks like this. Same with this one. And so this is the original position, and then what I was doing to remove it, you're just gonna stick it in here and you lock it. So once you're putting it back, make sure all 4 of them are unlocked, and just like that. So we're gonna go ahead and lift this up, and behind here there's 2 more bolts, so we're gonna go ahead and remove them. So now that the 4 bolts are removed, we're gonna remove the radio. We're just gonna grab it from top and bottom and pull it out. It comes out pretty easy once you got the 4 bolts out. Put it like that. Make sure that these metal parts don't touch the side of the dash because it gets damaged very easily, especially in this car. I kind of tilted the radio for you so you can see better. So as you can see here, this is the connection that we have to remove. It's the second one. And now we're gonna take our Y cable, which we showed earlier, and we're gonna plug it in instead. And we're gonna take one of the ends of the Y cable and plug it into that connection that we took out originally from the radio. Just like that. And this is where our kit is gonna plug into, and we're gonna drop this connection under the radio. And for now we're gonna put the radio back, and we're gonna go ahead and start wiring the microphone. On this side, what we can show you is how to drop, because we're gonna feed the wire under the dashboard, so we're gonna have to remove the lower part of the dashboard. It just simply held on clips. So we're gonna take our panel removal tool, kind of get in here, drop this side down, and then drop it over here. And now we're gonna show you from the driver's side door. So over here we're gonna pop this panel to the side and remove it. Now we're gonna drop the rest of the dashboard down. So this gives us more than enough room to feed our wire through. So we're gonna take our microphone wire. We're gonna start from the top here and then move it to the side. And we're gonna go down and just hide the wire behind this rubber so it's not visible. When you're doing it at home, make sure you take your time. I'm just trying to show it here kind of quickly. And we're gonna take the wire, drop it on the inside. And once we move that part and replace all the panels here, as you can see, the wire gets completely hidden. And now we're gonna go ahead and show you how to feed it the rest of the way. So over here we're gonna continue with feeding the wire, and we're just gonna keep it behind these metal pieces of the dashboard. And be careful because they're very sharp and don't cut yourself. So now that you have it at this point, we're gonna remove the radio and catch this wire from the inside. And now we have the wire on the inside, and we're gonna do the same thing as we did with the harness. We're gonna drop it at the bottom of the radio, and we're gonna put the radio back. So now it'd be for the final time. And now what we end up with here is a harness cable, which we wired earlier, and this is the microphone wire. And now at this point you can open the door and put this piece of the dashboard back. As you can see here, the wire for the microphone, you can't even see it, everything is hidden. So now we're gonna show you how to do all the connections. So we're gonna show you how to do the connections. Over here you have the module, the harness already connected to the module. As you can see here, it says microphone slot here, so we're gonna plug in the microphone here. We're gonna take the harness from the module and plug it into the Y cable that we showed you how to plug in earlier. Also, auxiliary. If your car doesn't have auxiliary, you can run the auxiliary wire. And then also along with the auxiliary, this module has a USB charging port which supports 1 amp of charge. So the module in this particular car can probably rest somewhere around here, and you can just tuck in the wires on the side here and make sure that this is away from that compartment that we took out, so it can go back in. And now we're gonna assemble everything back and show you how it works. As you can see, your FM is playing, so everything will work the same way, but this disc button is gonna have an extra feature which you didn't have before. So we're gonna press it. You get the CD1 option which you didn't have before, and this is the mode you gotta use for our kids' Bluetooth, and if you wire the auxiliary, also for the auxiliary. So you have about 1 minute to pair to Bluetooth. So we're gonna go to your Bluetooth settings. You can do, it's the same thing on the iPhone or Android. As you can see here, GTA Car Kit, and you have to pair to it once, and then every time you gotta get inside the car, it's gonna pair automatically. So it's been paired. We're gonna go into our music. So you're supposed to have it almost all the way up on your phone, and then the rest you control on your radio or your steering wheel controls in terms of the volume. So you can also do next track if you're in an album. As you can see here, if I switch on the radio, or I mean the steering wheel controls, it switches on the phone. And same with the next track on the actual radio. So that's Bluetooth streaming, so that's one volume. The second volume is when somebody gives you a call. We also suggest to turn it up on the side of the phone and then do the rest on the radio. So now we're gonna demonstrate. When you receive a phone call, the music is gonna stop. And you hear it, so we're gonna answer from the phone. And there's two ways to answer, either from the phone or the radio by pressing next track. So you can hang up with next track. So that hangs up and it goes back to your music. But like I said earlier, if you want to do phone calls, you gotta make sure that you're in the CD1 mode. It's not gonna override the music if you're listening to FM. And that's it pretty much for demonstration on how to use it. So it's pretty simple. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, this was a video for GTA Car Kits in a 2006 Lexus IS. And we're installing our pure Bluetooth car kit.